You don't need to tell me what brought you here. I've been in the sexual chemistry business long enough to know what serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin levels like yours indicate. I don't need the Merck manual to tell me that. The diagnosis is acute, chronic loneliness. Yes, that's right. The nose always knows. Your oxytocin levels are critically low. You haven't had an oxytocin boost in quite a long time. What have you heard about sexual chemistry and the sexual chemistry lab? I can't refute that. Sexual chemistry is a nascent science, probably one of the most primitive of the biological sciences. Maybe it is, as you say, a dark art. It's true. We're still looking for the lover's lock, let alone the key. But that doesn't mean that there's nothing we can do to alleviate your loneliness. It's just that our current treatments are a bit crude. Shall I say, not as targeted as treatments for allergies, asthma, or even herpes. You wish you had herpes? I'm sure you don't, but I get what you're saying. I really do. Let's see what we can do about putting you at risk of contracting herpes, okay? As I'm sure you're aware, there are physical and chemical treatments. You could take your money to a therapist and spend hours excavating your childhood years, your teenage experiences for clues about what went wrong and where. Clearly you're aware, you seem very intuitive, that it's merely a sexual chemistry issue. For example, do you think that John Hamm or Angelina Jolie ever had this problem? Exactly. I understand. And I detected that. It's been months since anyone has touched you, and even longer since anyone has really touched you. We do have 3 treatments currently available. Vaccines, if you will, for loneliness. They're all very experimental at the moment, though. They're in the preliminary phases of clinical trials. Why don't I present each of the treatment options And then we can discuss their benefits and, of course, their side effects. Shall we? Okay, the first treatment is a formula that makes you attractive to everyone you encounter in real life. It is called O negative. An alternative treatment that we have tentatively called AB positive makes you attracted to everyone you meet. It's provisionally called AB positive because you're shall we say, a universal recipient of affection. And the third treatment option, the efficacy of which is not as well as established, makes you fearless. In a sense, it makes you completely immune to the negative feelings caused by rejection. And of course, we call this treatment the boomerang. There's another treatment that we're working on. It gives you a sort of X-ray vision to help you recognize kindred spirits immediately by helping you assess others' personalities, values, goals, to see if you're a match. It doesn't have a name yet. It's still in the development phases. But that won't be available for at least a few more years. So, it depends on how long you're willing to wait. All right. Well, now that you're aware of what the treatment approaches are for this disease of loneliness, let's figure out which one is going to be the closest to a silver bullet that we can get for your current problem. All right, now, here we are. Rather than asking you a series of very personal questions and trying to get at what your personal orientation would be to determine the best match, let's do a little trial of each one, without actually taking the medication, to find out which one really could nip your problem in the bud. Okay? All right, treatment number 1. I'd like you to close your eyes and imagine that you woke up tomorrow and there isn't a single adult on this planet who isn't attracted to you. You got that? Okay. What is the first thing you would do? And how would you feel the first time you stepped outside? The first time you appeared in public? Your entree, if you will, sporting your irresistible good looks and universally appealing pheromones. Okay, how does all that attention feel? How does it sit with you? Does it mesh with your introversion, extroversion orientation? It's overwhelming. Okay, I see. Is it like an ecstatic overwhelming or the anxiety-inducing kind of overwhelming? I see. Okay, what's overwhelming about it? Oh, okay, because you don't like to be the center of attention. Okay. Okay, so getting flooded with unwanted solicitations and affections and attentions makes you feel self-conscious, uncomfortable. Okay. Get in deeper touch with that situation. Is all of the intention unwanted? I see. So if you could just sort through the suitors, find a few good ones, desirable ones, how would that feel? That sounds promising. So what's the problem? Oh, okay. It feels like it would take eons to sort through everyone to find the ones you actually want. Okay. Well, wouldn't you be so busy you wouldn't have time to feel lonely in that situation? Okay, well, isn't the real possibility of finding some winners an intense motivator to start sorting? Okay, you'd be too exhausted to feel anything except frustration. Oh, and annoyance. Okay. Is there anything else? Oh, you wouldn't want to deal with the stalkers. Yeah, I could see how obsessive admirers and... Oh, yeah, it's okay. So you also wouldn't want to deal with jealous partners accusing you of trying to steal their lovers. Okay. All right, that's enough information. I think you can open your eyes now. That's probably not the ideal treatment for you. Oh, it's okay. That's why the sexual chemistry lab has more than one treatment available. Okay. You're rethinking your opinion of that treatment? All right. So you did feel less lonely in that situation. Okay. But you mentioned feeling anxious. Based on my observations and what you've fed back to me, I suspect that treatment 2 may be a better formula for your loneliness. You can always just try it out, see how it feels. Compare. Remember, there is one other option after this one. All right? Okay, are you ready to go to sleep and wake up in an entirely new sexual chemistry situation? Excellent. Okay, close your eyes. Time, imagine that you take this magic little pill and you fall into a deep, restorative sleep. You awaken. Okay, keep your eyes closed though. You awaken to a new reality thanks to AB positive. In your new reality, you're physically attracted to everyone over 18 that you meet of all genders. Okay. To explore this new orientation towards people, you go to a crowded shopping mall. You're now walking around amongst the throngs of people. you there? Excellent. Okay. How do you feel in your new reality knowing that you could have sexual chemistry with any random person you encounter? It's okay. Take your time exploring this new experience. Take your time. You feel overwhelmed again. All right. So you feel overwhelmed because everyone's suddenly a viable possibility. Do you feel at all liberated in that situation that you're in? Not having to be so limited or picky. Good. That's positive. But what? What else are you feeling? Terrified. Okay. What's causing you to feel terrified? Oh, the possibility of rejection. That is true. Just because you initiate something with someone doesn't guarantee that they'll respond positively, even in this new sexual chemistry situation. Tell me this. Does the fear of rejection lessen when you realize that there are literally billions of other so-called fish if you're rejected? Well, yes, that is the philosopher's stone of sexual chemistry. The pill that makes you universally attractive and universally attracted. If I had that formula, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be off enjoying life on my own private island. All right, well, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Okay, you're optimistic that you could find someone if you sorted through all these new possible people. Yeah, okay. If you swiped right on every single one, you know you'd eventually get some matches. Okay, I agree. That seems likely. That seems possible. But what? You might die from the crushing pain of all the rejection first. And surely you wouldn't die. Maybe you'd get lucky and meet that special person. Really? That's too many people for you to be attracted to who might not be attracted to you. All right. Let me ask you this. In this sexual chemistry scenario, do the benefits outweigh the risks? All right, I'm reading that as a yes, or at least a partial yes. Okay. Tell you what, let's sample treatment 3, and you can compare. Try to remember how it felt to be in treatment 1, that scenario, and treatment 2, that scenario. Yeah. As I mentioned before, yes, those are the only 3 treatment options we have available. We do have one that I told you about before that's currently in development, but it's probably going to take another 36 months because the technology isn't quite there yet. For a treatment that allows you to see into people's souls and see their insides and determine whether their insides match their outsides. But I could put you on a waiting list for that if you are interested. That's what I suspected. I wouldn't want to wait that long either. Alright, so treatment 3. Let's try boomerang, right? Okay. As before, you're going to take the pill and you're going to go to sleep like you're a retired sloth. Okay? And you're going to wake up and boom. You are attractive to a sliver of the wider population, and a sliver of your fellow humans are attracted to you, but you are completely immune to rejection, completely numb to those paralyzing feelings that keep you from jumping right back up after you've been knocked down. All of those are gone. Can you feel what that's like? Okay, I think you can open your eyes now. Right, it's okay. Yeah, open your eyes. Look, I can't tell you which treatment to choose, but this is the first time that something even remotely resembling a smile has crossed your face since you entered this clinic. And that leads me to believe that treatment 3, inoculation against rejection, might be just what you need to get on the path to overcoming your loneliness. From my observations, a little confidence boost and some inoculation against those negative feelings that come with being rejected, maybe just what you need. Based on your personality profile, your introversion, extroversion, orientation, your passivity, aggressiveness levels. Knowing exactly who you're attracted to and having that be a more manageable, limited group of people, that could be a good thing. But having that fearlessness and knowing that not having your advances accepted won't hurt, knowing that that's not going to hurt, could give you just the boost you need to get out there and take the steps necessary for feeling less alone. All right. How do you feel about that? I mean, based on these test results, that was a resounding yes for treatment number 3. So I tell you what, let's not waste any time. Let's get you started right away on that treatment. Okay. All right, so you're going to do pretty much what we practiced here today. You're going to take this pill, and tonight before bed, after eating a full meal, you're going to take this with a full glass of water or champagne or whatever your beverage of choice is. It doesn't matter. But right before bed. And when you wake up tomorrow, you'll find yourself in an entirely new sexual chemistry scenario. that sound easy enough? That's all you need to do. And then just go with it. You're going to wake up and you're going to be attracted to some limited number of people, and a limited number of people are going to be attracted to you. You will neither be universally attractive nor universally attracted to others. But being rejected will carry no negative effects, feelings, or consequences. Alright, so you take that. Do you have any questions for me about your treatment? The side effects. The side effects of treatment. Well, you're essentially asking, could anything negative come from being completely immune to rejection and the negative feelings that come with rejection? I'm just going from memory here, but if I'm remembering correctly, and logic and reason tell me that there shouldn't be any negative consequences or side effects for you as the one experiencing this inability to fully process rejection. Your rejection sensors will be completely blocked. You may find that you're being a little more, I wouldn't say reckless, but more adventurous in matters of the heart, perhaps more persistent, and I don't think that will have negative consequences for you, per se. Although you will need to become more attuned to what others are feeling in order to pick up on cues that you've been too persistent and that your advances really are unwanted, and to know when to call it quits. And just to be sure, let me just have a look in the manual. Boomerang. You're just going to bounce right back. Rubber. Yeah, you're going to be like rubber. It's going to be an amazing feeling. All right, yeah. I'm glad I looked this up because it is recommended that a therapeutic treatment accompanies this pharmaceutical treatment, in this instance with the boomerang medication. You might want to come in for a few counseling sessions to work on your emotional intelligence and empathy skills so that you can become, like I said, more attuned to others' feelings, engaging their reactions to your behaviors. But let's try this. I don't think you're going to have any trouble with that right off the bat. go home and you try your new medication, that pill is going to last you for the next 2 weeks. And you get in touch with me about the end of week 1. We'll do a little follow-up and see how you're doing. And if you are experiencing any adverse effects of your new medication, you can come back in. We can either titrate or we can modulate your dosage, or we can start with the cognitive behavioral skills therapy training. Well, yes, of course. If it doesn't work at all, you're always welcome to come back and try treatment 1 or treatment 2. But I feel really optimistic about this. Really optimistic. I just really sense that this is going to be exactly what you need to take that first step for overcoming your loneliness. Just becoming completely immune to rejection, so that you can get out there and find your special person. I really look forward to hearing from you about how this is working out. I'll talk to you or see you soon. All right. You have a good night, and I promise you, you are going to have the most serene, restorative dreams tonight. And tomorrow really is like the first day of the rest of your life, a very exciting new life. Enjoy it. All right. You behave yourself, okay?